What's up, fuckers? This is Fuck I Love AEW. My name is Grams Green.
Oh, Boogie.
So today we're going to be talking about a couple things. We're going to talk about AEW Revolution, which was a phenomenal pay-per-view. And then we're going to talk about AEW Dynamite from March 4th in Denver, Colorado. First, I just want to run down the pay-per-view. Most of you have seen it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
If not, it's on YouTube for free right now.
just to plug it there.
The first match I didn't watch. It was the preliminary match before the pay-per-view started. It was Dark Order defeats SCU. You did see it, so what do you think about that match?
It was SCU putting over a younger group. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
It was nothing special. I do love SCU. I always love SCU.
From the highlights that I saw, though, it did confirm that Christopher Daniels isn't part of the Dark Order.
Right, Christopher Daniels came and he made it quite clear that he was not the chosen one.
Yeah, the Exalted one.
Exalted, yeah.
Yeah. So that's good. That part is cleared up.
Yeah, because Christopher Daniels, he has to be who he is. I mean, you can't have him on the other faction. He is SCU.
Yeah, he's Appletini, Chris Daniels.
Exactly, and him and Kazarian should be together forever as a team.
I agree. He wouldn't fit as the leader of the Dark Order.
No.
Quickly, before we move on, let's start. There's a lot of news. AEW signed Lance Archer from New Japan.
I haven't seen him wrestle yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
He recently dropped the title in Japan, the United States title to Moxley. So Moxley has both the world title in AEW and he has the United States title in New Japan.
It's pretty decent.
He's a big guy, big strong guy. He's probably about 40 years old.
Yeah.
There's a possibility that he's going to be the Exalted one, but I think he's going to be someone else that we're going to talk about in the Dynamite episode.
You still think it's going to be Matt Hardy?
I think so.
One? Yeah.
I think so. I think he will suit, and I think automatically when he shows up, that's going to rise the level of that order. Because right now the Dark Order is
they're sort of B-rate,
mid-card, opening match type group. But I think if it was Matt Hardy, it instantly will rise up to maybe feuding with Moxley or Cody.
Yeah.
Okay, first match is Jake Hager versus Dustin Rhodes.
Jake Hager's a monster. He's a fucking monster.
You could tell there's a little ring rust.
Yeah. In this match, we'll talk about the Wednesday show later, but in this match, he showed a lot of ring rust, I thought.
Yeah.
But he's such a monster that you can't sell it.
Yeah, and also, like, his moves are crisp and strong, like his hard-hitting moves.
It looks like the other guy's suffering.
Yeah.
So I don't think he knows how to hold back. I don't know, but it was an okay match. It's a strong guy versus a strong guy.
Yeah, Dustin looked great for his age, for 50 years old.
He's looked better than he ever has, I think.
Yeah.
When he's Goldust, he's kind of pudgy.
Yeah, he got pudgy. Yeah, he's looked better than he's looked for at least 20 years.
Yeah.
What do you think of Jake Hager's wife is a smoke show.
She is hot as hell.
She is hot as hell. There's this one scene where, Jake Hager came out and kissed her to begin the match, and later
on, I was like, "Who's?" I was thinking, he's just kissing some random girl in the fucking card.
In the crowd, yeah. Apparently, he has many kids with her, at least 2 or 3 kids.
Yeah.
He's a lucky man.
Yes.
But later on in the match, there's a scene where Dustin kisses her.
Yeah.
And she acted pretty well. She was like, "That's disgusting," and she has all the fucking his
red makeup all over her face,
dripping down her face.
People are like, "Oh, he shouldn't have done that." It's like it was planned. What are you talking about?
These snowflake wrestling fans nowadays. If you're a snowflake watching this right now and you're offended by everything, just turn off the fucking podcast, okay?
Don't even bother.
Don't even fucking bother, because this is not a podcast for snowflakes.
No.
Weak-kneed, white knight, fucking pansy-ass wrestling fans, 2020 wrestling fans, fucking neck-bearded smarks.
People who read Spider-Gwen.
Yeah, people who read fucking Spider-Gwen. This is not for you. Fuck you if that is you. So Jake Hager wins the match via submission. He does kind of like a sloppy, I don't know. It works. It's what he does in MMA. It's how he won his Bellator matches.
Yeah.
So it kind of lends credibility to it, but it doesn't. For people up in the cheap seats, you couldn't really see what he was doing.
Right. He hasn't established himself as a professional wrestler. He's still a amateur wrestler who knows a little bit about professional wrestling.
Yeah, and
he's had 10 years to learn.
Yeah.
But he's had some ring rust now, so I think 6 months from now he'll be back to where he was when he was at the end of his WWE.
Yeah,
career.
he was really crisp in the end of WWE when he was in the We the People gimmick.
Yeah, he learned quite quickly.
Yeah, I think he'll pick it up again pretty soon. I like his size. I think AEW desperately needs more big guys.
Yeah.
And they're starting to fill that out with Lance Archer, him, Wardlow. If they sign Cobb. Next match is Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara.
Great match. I love both these guys.
I like how the match started. Darby Allin just did a tope suicido right through the ropes before the match even
Yeah, before it even
starts.
started. That broke down before, like, it was like 10 minutes before it started, actually.
They did that because Sammy Guevara did that 360 off the top ropes to
yeah,
the table.
That was fucking great.
Yeah, this match was great. Darby Allin gets such a big response, such a big pop when he comes out.
He's crazy, man. He's a little skinny guy, but he does all this crazy shit.
Yeah, he's weird. I said it yesterday. He's the new Sting.
Yeah, he's
with
got
the face paint. He brings the young kids in. Probably the young teens love him.
He's a skateboarder.
He's
and shit.
cool.
Yeah,
he's cool. So Darby Allin wins, beats Sammy with a pinfall.
By the way, Sammy's a great heel.
He's great.
Sammy's a great.
And he's like Teflon. He's like Razor Ramon in the '90s, where he could lose over and over again, and it doesn't stick to him.
No.
We still see him as a great heel.
Yeah,
because he's just a little fuck that you want to smack.
Yeah, in high school you hated that kid.
Yeah, you hated him. His stupid haircut. He has the world's stupidest haircut, but it works.
It's fucking bro cut.
Yeah, it's like shaved forward.
Yeah.
Okay, the next match was probably the best match of the year so far, which was Kenny Omega, Hangman Page versus the Young Bucks.
I have to say, I'll go on record and say I hate the Young Bucks, but they've showed a lot in this match, man.
Yeah, I think the things it persisted. The things I don't like about the Young Bucks persisted. The fact that they don't follow tag team wrestling rules.
Right, there's whoever goes in the ring is in.
Yeah, they're just in and out. Yeah. There's no logic to the matches. This match actually had a lot of ring psychology. It told a story throughout the match.
Well, they said that the referee that matched the city is a specialist in tag team, the bald guy.
Yeah.
But I think that the female referee was so much better. She would have controlled it more.
They wouldn't have put her in that match because she wouldn't have. They don't want to bury her.
Right.
She's their lead referee.
Yeah.
And I think she would have contained it a little more.
That's what I'm saying. She would have controlled it a lot better.
Yeah, but that's why they don't want her in there. Because the Young Bucks, I don't think the Young Bucks can wrestle a match and follow all the rules of the match.
Right.
Their style just doesn't work for that. It's kind of crash car, video game, which it worked for this match, though.
The only thing I didn't like about the match is that there's way too many super kicks.
Way too many super kicks, way too many near falls.
Yeah.
And it sounds like we're shitting on the match. We're not shitting on the match.
It wasn't the greatest match of all time, like people are saying. That's all I'm saying.
But it is a great match.
It's a great match. Good
but
match
it would have been a better match if they incorporated the rules into the psychology of the match. Because wrestling works best when they follow the rules, and the heel has to cheat. Not just cheat in front of the ref, but actually cheat to gain an advantage.
Right.
And tell this story within the framework of the rules of wrestling.
Well, one thing I liked about it is how it started, basically all technical wrestling. Like, these guys are known for their high flying, but the technical shit, they had a pretty
good nice mat game. Yeah, nice mat game.
Yeah.
It was a fucking great match. Obviously, Hangman Page is a fucking superstar.
Love Hangman Page. He's nasty.
He's a fucking superstar.
He's big and he's fucking crazy.
He's crazy. He can do fucking flips. He's like that medium-sized guy.
Yeah.
That can do it. He's like a Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah.
He's like that size guy. Hangman Page is fucking awesome. Omega technically is the best guy in here, though.
Technically, yeah.
His Snapdragon suplexes, his Winged Angel. My favorite part in the match is when Kenny Omega hit the Winged Angel. I mean, Hangman Page hit the Winged Angel.
Yeah, right after he missed it.
Yeah.
That was
on Matt. And I like how the Young Bucks played up the heel persona in this match. They targeted Kenny Omega's injured elbow. They kind of just fucking rubbed things in each other's faces. They slammed him on the outside on the fucking walkway.
I was wondering with that though, how many little kids left that arena sad. Like, their heroes are bad guys now.
Yeah.
Their heroes are the heels.
They just make good heels.
They're perfect heels.
Because they're kind of unlikable little twerps. Yeah.
No build, man.
No build at all, but they can wrestle their asses off.
Yeah, but they won't be lasting 10 more years without a build.
No. They'll be the old Bucks then. Omega and Page retain. It was about a 35-minute match.
At some point they said 30 minutes is up.
Yeah, 30 minutes. So it was like 35 minutes.
Yeah.
It went a little over that. It was an hour time limit. And there was a scene where, they were all celebrating and Hangman Page was off on his own and he went through the ropes and dropped the belt and Kenny Omega's back was turned and they said he was about to do a fucking buckshot lariat into Kenny.
He's about to, yeah.
And then Kenny turns around and he opens the rope for him.
Yeah.
That part of the storytelling was really good. I don't think Hangman Page is going to turn heel ever. I think he's going to be a stone cold face. Steve Austin face where he's unpredictable and you don't know what he's going to do.
Well, I mean, the good thing about him teaming up with Kenny Omega is Kenny Omega has no mic skills whatsoever.
Yeah.
So Hangman Page takes that whole part over.
Kenny Omega, though, he's good with the facial expressions, so he's good as a baby face. When he's in pain, he looks like he's in pain.
Yeah.
When trying to get that hot tag from Pengman.
I just hate when he does the crazy face. You know.
They work perfect together, though, the two of them.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you have Kenny Omega who sells his ass off and gets his ass kicked and then goes for the hot tag to Hangman Page.
Yeah.
They're a great team together. I hope that they retain the titles. I think they're going to retain until they implode.
Right, until Hangman Page betrays.
Yeah, we know the storyline's far from over.
Yeah.
Next match was Nyla Rose versus Chris Statlander.
Who cares?
This match was sloppy. I think Statlander has a lot of potential, but her whole alien gimmick takes me out of it.
Women's wrestling in AEW, man. It's
not great.
It's
really
bad.
It wasn't a great match. I think with Statlander, what they need to do is have like a storyline where they take her out in a straitjacket and they play up the fact that she's insane.
Yeah, like how they did AJ Lee in WWE.
That's why she thinks she's an alien, but she's not really an alien.
Yeah.
And you never really know, but it's kind of played up the fact that she's insane and believes herself to be an alien.
Yeah.
And that can add a little more realism into the angle. But anyways, Nyla Rose obviously won. She retains her title. I think that right now they're building up Big Swole to go up against
Big
her.
Swole's a beast, man.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Next match, MJF versus Cody. Cody comes out like fucking Triple H.
Oh yeah.
He has the flames, the
$100,000 of the power.
The fucking live band. He comes out with fucking Arn Anderson and his wife
and a bunch of other dudes. All in matching jumpsuits.
Tracksuits. That was cool. It had like
all about?
The real fight feel. Before that, fucking MJF came out with Wardlow, and he had like this kind of like Ric Flair-ish type fucking suit on that was Burberry checkmarked, like his scarf that he wears. This match was pretty good.
I like this match.
It was a hard-hitting match.
I love MJF. Is such a good heel.
He's such a good heel. At one point, he goes into the crowd and he's knocking people's hats off and
pouring
tipping their beer over.
Shit.
Yeah, he's tipping people's beers over. Hey, psst, psst. It's our cat. Hey,
let's find something.
And so this match was great. I liked how MJF got juiced in the match. He was covered in blood. I didn't see where he got broken open.
I didn't see what happened, but I know like about a quarter of the way through the match, the referee had the gloves on.
Yeah, it was a good match. I liked the part where MJF was kind of like hanging on Cody and like trying to hug him, and then he spits in his face.
Yeah, that was great. The classic chicken shit heel shit.
Yeah, and they involved everyone. Arn got involved. He got knocked out by mistake. Wardlow was involved. Wardlow had what's his wife's name again? Cody's wife.
I can't remember. He had her.
He had her up like he was gonna throw her over his shoulder, and do like a Samoan drop on her or something, and fucking he ended up dropping her, and that's when Cody went for a kick and he dodged
and hit
Arn. MJF wins. He had the ring, the diamond ring, in his tights. He pulled it out, knocked Cody out, put the ring back in his tights, and pinned him. The big controversy this week is Cody's tattoo. His neck tattoo.
I like it.
I like it
it's
too.
Pretty cool.
I think it's badass. His wife hates it. I think it might have been the wrong move as far as like wearing business suits since he is the vice president of the company. But who cares? He's a fucking wrestler.
Exactly. It doesn't make any fucking difference.
It's 2020. You can have tattoos wherever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Tattoos in their face and shit.
Yeah. I know people who have tattoos in their face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like this is 2020. It's a different generation. You know, if everyone has tattoos, so no one gives a fuck.
And the good thing about this match is Cody putting the other guy
we
over.
We both are covered in tattoos.
Yeah.
So it's So who gives a shit?
But Cody put him over, which is good. Even though it was a cheat loss, he's a fucking heel.
I think MJF needed to win. I think MJF is going to move on to Moxley.
And I think Moxley's going to take him.
And we'll talk about that more when we get into Dynamite. Next match is Pac versus Cassidy. Orange Cassidy. I love Pac too.
Yeah.
And at first I didn't know whether they did these like little small kicks back and forth, kind of a couple comedy spots. And Cassidy and Orange Cassidy looked like he didn't even want to try. He had his hands in his pockets.
He's doing awesome moves.
And then he kicked it up to another gear. He was doing fucking flips and shit
with his hands in his pockets,
diving through the ropes. Okay, I'm not big into ha-has in wrestling. I don't like a lot of the comedy stuff, but I like this comedy. I like Orange
Cassidy's great.
He works.
I'd rock his shirt, man.
Yeah, I would too. A lot of the other comedy shit I fucking hate. I tend to not like haha in wrestling.
No. Santino
and shit. Like, even though Santino can really go, I wish they got him the opportunity to do that. But I don't like haha in wrestling. But Cassidy worked. Obviously, Pac won because Pac the bastard is a fucking badass.
Unstoppable.
He has I think the best look of anyone in the company.
Yeah.
And he won with submission. Pac is a fucking badass. He's a superstar too.
Yeah.
Next match was Moxley versus Jericho. This match was fucking great. And Jericho came out to a choir singing his song with the crowd singing it. Came out with the smuggest look on his fucking face I've ever seen in my life. And he came out and it was great. And Moxley came out. They showed him getting out, coming into the arena.
Like a cab or some shit.
Yeah, coming into the arena and making his entrance. They fought. Everyone got involved in the inner circle. Eventually, everyone got thrown out of the match. The fucking referee threw them out. It was that chick referee.
She's great.
Yeah, she's great. She has a nice little booty, too.
Yeah.
She threw them all out, but as that was happening, Sammy Guevara came through the crowd and snuck in and smashed something over... used the belt to smash over Moxley's head. And then they were fighting back and forth, and Jericho fucking puts a finger poke into Moxley's eye.
Thinking that he's blind.
But then he pulls off the patch, and it was this big reveal that his other eye had healed. and he wins with the Dirty Deeds.
Yeah.
And it's not called the Dirty Deeds anymore, but I still call it that.
He's 13-0 since being into the AEW.
Yeah, so Moxley is the new championship, and he cut a fucking great promo afterwards. He's like, it's time to drink some fucking whiskey.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go drink some beers. It was fucking great.
Was it last night or was it at the pay-per-view where he said, "Yeah, I'm not the smartest guy in the world.
Yeah,
I didn't
we'll
even
get into
graduate high
that.
school."
That's in Dynamite.
Yeah, that was great.
Okay, so great pay-per-view. I give it out of 10. I give it a 9 out of 10.
That's 8, 9, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it's really good. I think out of this year's pay-per-view so far, it's the best. Close after that is NXT Portland.
Yeah,
Takeover Portland.
Takeover. That was really good too.
Yeah. So AEW Dynamite is coming from Broomfield, Colorado.
It was
Denver on March 4th. It starts with a Moxley promo. The crowd is so hot about how the AEW belt represents professional wrestling, the sport he loves. The belt belongs to the people, not him or Chris Jericho, but the fans. How we brought pro wrestling back. How AEW brought pro wrestling back. There's not a man in this industry who can pry this belt from his cold, dead hands, he says. It's not over between him and the inner circle. His message to them is, I dare you to come after me. Jericho comes out with his posse.
Yeah.
Fucking smug as shit in this, with no shirt underneath but a shiny suit coat. Jericho comes out. The crowd is singing his song. He cuts a promo on Moxley. How he doesn't need a belt to be Le Champion. And the crowd chants, yes, he does. He calls the crowd liars, and Moxley is a cheater because he trained for months to fight a one-eyed man, which is some great heel he got. He says he's putting the AEW roster on notice. He says if Moxley walks out of the ring on his own, he will leave AEW for 60 days. Jericho says Moxley's an idiot. Moxley says, I never said I was the smartest person. I never graduated from high school, but tonight I'm going to beat your ass.
Yeah. I love
Moxley, he's Stone Cold.
Yeah.
He's the new Stone Cold.
Yeah.
The first match of the night is an 8-man tag match.
It was a good match.
It's SCU, Daniels, Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky. With Colt Cabana, a.k.a. Bloated Santino.
He sucks, man.
This is what I'm talking about. AEW doesn't need more haha. They want to be taken seriously as a legitimate fucking contender.
I think they brought Colt Cabana in though because he's a known face.
He is
because of his podcast.
He's known. But we don't want more fucking joke comedy wrestlers.
Yeah.
We already have a fucking bunch in the company.
I do have to say though that Colt Cabana had put on some good moves, man.
He did.
He looked all right.
He did. It's an okay match. The match broke down. It became a brawl at one point. Colt Cabana won with a Superman pin at the end.
Yeah.
At the end, that was a cool match, and he did a Chicago Skyline drop.
Skyline drop, yeah.
I like the Superman pin. He basically lays like he's flying and holds the guy's feet down with his legs.
Yeah.
It's kind of a cool pin. Evil Uno loses his shit, saying the Exalted One's going to be furious. Then the next scene is they showed a great video package on the Young Bucks and Hangman and Omega match. people are basically saying the announcers are putting over this match as being one of the best matches they've ever seen. Yeah. It was a great match.
Yeah, but it's impossible to say one of the best matches.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Yeah, Britt Baker brings Tony Schiavone a latte from Starbucks and joins the commentary for the ladies' match. Britt Baker is fucking great. She's sexy as hell. She's a great heel. I love that she keeps rubbing it in Tony Schiavone's face that he used to work at Starbucks.
And like you said, Tony Schiavone's an immortal.
Yeah.
He looks the same as he did in 1998.
He's looked the same forever. Since I was like... I'm almost 40 years old, and he's looked the same since I was like fucking 10 years old. Yeah. He's looked exactly the same. Big Swole versus the Librarian. The Librarian hit Swole with a book. When the ref's back was turned, Big Swole was stiff, so he squashed the Librarian.
All right, now my problem is, if you're going to have a character called the Librarian, make her look more like a librarian. She looks like some kind of whack-ass punk girl.
Or a cosplay girl.
Yeah.
You see at a comic convention.
Yeah, you need like regular girl with like blank hair and
she's
glasses.
Cute.
She's cute, but she's not a librarian.
Yeah. Cody comes out to a huge pop, looking dapper in a London Fog trench coat and a suit.
Looks like a Highlander.
About his regrets losing to MJF, and he wants MJF to come out, look him in the eye, and say he beat him fair and square. But someone else's music hits. Jake the Snake Roberts.
Oh, this was awesome.
Jake the Snake comes out with a fucking leather jacket.
Badass.
And he has half his head shaved right here.
And he just looks healthy.
He looks fucking good. He looks great. He looks really good. Jake the Snake comes out. He said he's tired of hearing Cody whine and bitch. He said he didn't bitch in the 20 years. Every time he lost a match during his career.
It's been more like 40 years.
Yeah. He said, Almighty Caesar, hail Almighty Caesar to Cody. Yeah. I'm not here to praise you. I'm here to slay you. His client's coming. What a snake wants, a snake gets. I'm not here to take... What did he say? Jake called and he called him a one-trick pony at one point. He said, "I'm not here to take a slice of the pie. I'm just here to take your share of the pie."
Yeah.
A wise man says, "Never turn your back on someone you fear and respect." Then he drops the mic and turns his back on Cody. If you haven't seen this promo, watch this fucking promo.
Go on YouTube and watch it now. Yeah, it's awesome.
It's a fucking great promo, and he's whispering to try to. He gets to get everyone to kind of sit closer and listen to him.
Yeah.
Every wrestler should watch this fucking promo and learn how to do it.
Yeah.
This is a fucking promo. I'm so glad Jake the Snake's back.
Who's he going to be managing?
Lance Archer. That's my prediction. Lance Archer, the guy we were talking about earlier, who came from New Japan and who just lost to Moxley.
Well, it sounds like if it is Lance Archer, he's going to be moved directly into the A game.
Yeah. He's going to be moved into... He's a big guy. Big, burly guy. I don't think Cody and MJF are done for good.
I think, obviously MJF is moving on to...
He's moving on to Moxley. But I think once if MJF takes the title from Moxley at some point...
Cody can come in.
Then Cody can come. Cody did lose in that match, where the stipulation was if he lost, he can never compete for the championship again.
They'll find a way around
But it's wrestling.
Yeah.
It was a great promo. Cody moves on. So Cody's done with MJF. The next match is the Hottie referee is out. It's Chuck Taylor versus Pac, and Cassidy distracts. Pac wins with a brutalizer submission.
You know, I think the more I was watching Pac, I was thinking about like Triple H.
Yeah, a little Triple H. Yeah, but he also has those high flying. You know who he reminds me of is Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, well, Sammy Guevara does the most, but yeah.
As far as maneuver, body, little jacked, or yeah, like an Eddie Guerrero build.
Yeah.
How he's short and jacked.
Chris Benoit.
Yeah, Chris Benoit. Trent and Cassidy come out to stop Pac from attacking Chuck. The Lucha Brothers come out and super kick Orange Cassidy. At the same time, the three beat up the best friends. And Cassidy, Pac grabs the mic and announces the new faction called the Death Triangle.
Yeah.
And it sounded cooler when they said it in Spanish. It was like Triangle de Morte
or
something
awesome.
like that.
Yeah.
The next match, this was cool. Another faction. I could see this faction being aligned with the Dark Order.
I could too. Yeah.
I could see them doing merging those two.
Yeah.
There's a lot of factions. There's the Elite. There's the Inner Circle. There's the Dark Order. There's and now there's the Death Triangle, and plus there's the Nightmare Family, which is Cody's group. There's like 5 fucking factions right now. QT Marshall and Dustin Rhodes with Brandy versus Hager with Santana and Ortiz. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Not a great match.
Not a great match. QT Marshall is a fucking terrible name, by the way.
Yeah.
QT's not bad. He did a cool Enziguri, a hard-hitting shoot-style match, but Hager hit QT with a crazy clothesline. Hager wins with a standing arm triangle submission, which I liked. It's like the one where you stand up and drop the body. What do you think about QT Marshall?
He's okay. Like you said, the name sucks.
Yeah, it's really shitty. What do you think Brandy as their manager, him and Dustin Rhodes, and them being part of the Nightmare family?
I like that.
Yeah.
They need to build up that Nightmare family.
Brandy is so sexy.
Oh, she's banging, man. The only thing I like about her is those stupid shorts.
Yeah. I can deal with the shorts. Hager won't let go, so it becomes a brawl. Cody comes out for the save, but is overwhelmed by the inner circle. Matt Jackson comes out from the Young Bucks for the save and super kicks everybody, but he also gets overwhelmed. And then the music hits, and Hangman Page comes out, dressed like a cowboy. Slowly drinking a beer. He puts his beer down. And
he puts his beer down specifically so it will not spill over.
And the heels don't know if he's a heel or not. They're kind of like they kind of ignore him.
Yeah.
They kind of ignore him. And then he puts his beer down on the ring post and then joins the action. The faces prevail.
He starts kicking ass, basically.
Jackson gets in his face. Page flips him off and rolls out with a bunch of beers from the crowd.
He gets like 10 beers.
Yeah, he collects a bunch of beers and walks out. So he just gives fucking Matt Jackson the middle finger right in the face.
That's the end of that faction, man.
But yeah, I think they're still together because Omega's the only thing holding them together right now.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I guess Nick Jackson wasn't there tonight.
No, he was injured.
So Matt Jackson and Kenny Omega wasn't there either. Right, Kenny's also injured. Next scene is MJF cuts a promo vignette about how he's the final chapter in Cody's Odyssey. He's going to be the greatest world champion in the history of wrestling. He called out Moxley. He's going to do whatever he can to be number one contender. He says it's hot in here, and Wardlow helps him take off his coat, and he has a t-shirt that says, "I pinned Cody."
Yeah. He's going, "Do I have that on? This is sort of embarrassing."
And he says, "I know this is distracting, kind of like a neck tattoo."
Yeah. He's a great heel, man.
He's so great. The next is the main event. It's Jericho and Sammy Guevara versus Moxley and Darby Allin. Darby Allin is so fucking over. I can't say
this
enough.
This match right here, if you don't know about Darby Allin, YouTube this match.
Yeah.
He fucking kills it in this match.
As Moxley's coming out, he gets jumped by guys wearing luchador masks and AEW hoodies. Before he can make it to the ring, they drag him down the stairs and beat him up in the Concord. Santana, Ortiz, and Hager, they rip off their masks. They hit him with a trash can. He fights his way back.
They knock him out at some point.
But he gets overwhelmed. Hager puts Moxley in a sleeper hold, and he's out. It becomes a handicap match.
More than a handicap match. It's all of them versus
it's all
Darby
the
Allin.
Inner Circle versus Darby Allin. Guevara hits Darby with the crazy flying knee. Jericho puts Darby in a Boston Crab after Darby almost pins Jericho. The whole Inner Circle is now around the ring. Darby breaks the move by getting to the ropes. Darby is overwhelmed by Jericho. Jericho's getting real heel heat this time.
Yeah.
The crowd's chanting, "Fuck you, Sammy," as Sammy beats up Darby and poses. So the whole fucking Jericho's yelling at the crowd. Darby's posing. They're posing together.
Sammy Guevara is great.
Sammy Guevara is fucking great. Darby makes the babyface comeback and clotheslines Jericho and then does a diving tope suicido, but it doesn't last long. Sammy and Jericho tag in and out, punishing Darby. Darby tags himself in. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And puts Sammy in a Canadian destroyer, then takes out the Inner Circle, the entire Inner Circle, with a coffin drop from the top
awesome.
ropes.
I love the coffin drop.
Right to the outside. Then he coffin drops Guevara and almost pins Guevara. And then Tope Suicido dives into a Judas effect from Jericho. Jericho puts him right down with the Judas effect.
Yeah.
And is put back in the ring and pinned. Moxley comes out limping with a chair and clears the ring. Then is attacked by the Inner Circle. Then they shield powerbombed him off the stage through a table. At the end, the Inner Circle is standing tall as the credits roll down.
Yeah. It was a really good.
It was a really good match.
Man.
They had pulled the Shield powerbomb off, where Santana Ortiz and Hager fucking played the Roman Reigns role and put him through, and it's fitting because Moxley was a member of the Shield.
Yep.
So the whole and
all curtain turns around.
This was a 1997 WCW ending where the main faction bad guys
posing and shit,
stand tall. They're all fucking posing, fucking tough as fuck.
I have to say, I was jacked up when I saw them posing like that.
Yeah.
I love bad factions.
Me too.
Heel factions are the best.
The last 4 weeks of AEW Dynamite has been some of the best wrestling I've seen in years.
Yeah, it makes me think back to WCW, man.
It makes me excited to be a wrestling fan again, or I'm not always like, oh, that part of Raw was great, but the other 70% of it was garbage.
Well, I have to tell you, there's other podcasts that'll say it's garbage no matter what.
Yeah.
You don't have to call them out because they hate on fucking everything.
Well, yeah, Wrestling Soup. Those motherfuckers.
They hate on everything.
Yeah, they hate on every... If CM Punk came out tomorrow, they'd find a way to shit on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like Raw, you might like 40% of Raw. And then you'll make excuses and I liked this part of Raw, but this part sucked. With this, it's just an enjoyable TV show you can watch straight through, and be proud to be a wrestling fan. You don't have them telling you this is sports entertainment and trying to fool you that it's not wrestling. I don't know. It's a legitimate second choice, alternate choice to the big power of WWE.
Well, the other thing is everyone's like going, oh yeah, back in the day, WWE would get a 7-9 or 8-0. It's never going to happen again.
People viewing habits are different now.
You have DVRs now. You have fucking the app. I mean, it's never going to happen again.
It's never going to happen again.
You should be satisfied with 1 million. 1 million's amazing.
1 million. They almost got 1 million this week. I think it was 904,000 to like 745,000 over at NXT.
Yeah.
So it's getting better. AEW's building fans. And I would like to say if they weren't on the same night, I think that AEW would get over 1 million, because you know what everyone's doing. A lot of people are either flipping back, or they're watching AEW and DVRing NXT, or watching NXT and DVRing
AEW did the smart thing though, is they have the picture-in-picture, so you can still watch the match while the commercials are on.
Yeah, for us, we watch AEW live, and the next day we watch it on the app.
Yeah,
watch NXT on the app. I think NXT is great. I love Tommaso Ciampa. I think my favorite guys in NXT, I like sometimes even a little more than my favorite guys in AEW.
Man, I'd love to see Tommaso Ciampa and
Finn Balor
in AEW. My God, forget about it. NXT would just be destroyed.
Yeah. NXT. I think what limits NXT is the size of the crowd, because the crowd makes a huge difference when it comes to wrestling. Yeah, it's kind of what the TNA problem. Having a studio audience really limits the pop.
There's a problem that Raw had when Raw first came around, where there's in the Hammerstein Ballroom, I believe. There's always a small crowd because it only could fit like 3,000 people.
Yeah.
But at that point, WWE or WWF at that point was way lower than they are now, or during the Attitude Era. They're way lower.
Yeah.
We're talking about the end of like Scott Hall and Kevin Nash.
Yeah, like 95, 96.
Yeah. And like it looked as if wrestling was on its way out.
Yeah, when we first started watching Raw, do you remember we watched the first episode of Raw live?
Yeah.
And it was in the Hammerstein Ballroom, right?
Yep.
And it was the match where 1, 2, 3 Kid pinned
Scott Hall. And he won like a bag of money.
Yeah. So that was a long time ago. I was a little kid. I was probably like 10 years old.
Yeah.
Anyways, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Check us out tomorrow. We're going to have Fuck I Love Wrestling, where we're going to talk about NXT, the news, the goings-on, maybe some WrestleMania news. WrestleMania might get canceled because of the coronavirus. I don't think that's going to happen. But check us out tomorrow. Peace out.